It started, man. It actually started. I cannot tell you how happy I am to see that the market is finally pumping exactly in the stage of the market where we expected it to pump, because it means that the cycle is still fully intact. Guys, this is not the time to be a bear. If you want to be a bear, go live in Alaska or whatever. This is the time to be a full bull for the coming year. And in this video, I really want to give you the tips that I wish I applied in the last bull markets that I participated in, because I know we like making money. That's definitely the case, but this is not going to be fun. Let's be real. This is going to be hectic. It's going to be stressful. You're going to be losing a lot of sleep. You're going to have a lot of panic. You're going to have a lot of FOMO. Nevertheless, there is a lot to get out of this market right now. So, in no random order, I just want to give you the things that I think are most important in this crypto market right now. So the cycle, again, like I mentioned, is intact. It's what we see. We talked forever about the fact that Bitcoin should break out in this stage of the market. The altcoin market should have an alt season. You know, December probably is my best guess. Could be this month, could be January, but around the end of this year. And if you look right here, the ROI after the cycle bottom, we are right on track, right? So with the previous two cycles. So you could say it's because of the ETS, because of Trump. Could also be because that's what Bitcoin always does, right? And the cool thing is that if you look at the retail, they are now, look, this is the mistake that you want to prevent. And if you watch this video, you're doing a lot better already, right? By the way, smack the like button, please. Would help me a lot. But what retail is now doing wrong is this. Same as the last market. We have blue, Bitcoin price, red, social risk like YouTube views, subscribers, etc. When Bitcoin broke its previous all-time high of 20K right here, right? When Bitcoin broke it here, this is where the social risk finally started to make a new high, right? It was just going down sideways, and here it was actually a high, and people started to get interested again. It's kind of what we're seeing right now as well. We are in this downtrend, and if you can see it really closely, we made a new high compared to this high, right? And I think even compared to this high, it was 0.286, and we're now at 287. So there's now more retail flowing into crypto. That's after Bitcoin broke 282K, right? That's kind of crazy. Retail had all this time to buy right here, didn't give shit, but Bitcoin is now almost 6x as high. And now people feel like, oh, let's see. How does that look? Maybe it's interesting. That's like, nah, too late. You should have been here, right? It's not too late for Bitcoin, but too late for these gains. However, you can still make the same mistake when it comes to the altcoin market, right? Because altcoins are still at their lows. And again, not on the dollar pair. If you look at the altcoin market on the dollar pair, you see like Bitcoin is well over its all-time high. Altcoins still have a 90% gain to go to get to the all-time high. So yeah, they still have a very long way to go, but they are far from the bottom. However, if you look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, you can see that altcoins are at the low right now. What's, by the way, I want to mention this in this video, what's super interesting, if you ask me, is that if you look at the altcoin, assuming that this is the bottom against the Bitcoin pair, and I think it is, right? If you take a Fibonacci from top to the bottom, you can see that the first big level comes in at 382, and that's around where we topped out at the beginning of this year. You know, when altcoins had a decent run end of last year, beginning this year, like CD5, for example, bottom to top, 1000%, right? That was this run. That's why altcoins outperform Bitcoin a little bit. CD5, for example, already did a 10x when altcoins outperformed Bitcoin a little bit, right? One, this is the first target. Altcoins will outperform Bitcoin more. Two, altcoins outperform Bitcoin right here, but they not just outperform Bitcoin, they outperformed a $40,000 Bitcoin. Now they are ready to outperform an $80,000 Bitcoin. So, more of the story, altcoins are gonna fucking rip, right? That's just what bull markets do. They give you valuations that you think like, huh? Huh? Yeah, it happens. It happens. It's nothing. Take a little liquidity out of Bitcoin in the altcoin market and I hope with a better sound than but still, they do. It's crazy. So don't be this when it comes to altcoins. If you are underexposed when it comes to the altcoin market, now is not really the time anymore to be like, yeah, maybe it goes down a little further. Look, bro, maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But you now see what happens to the people who think that the same happens with Bitcoin. Maybe it goes down further. How many people have you seen calling for 40K, whatever? We double now, right? Sometimes there, especially in this stage of the market, the risk of being not in the market is like higher and more dangerous than the risk of being in the market, especially with Bitcoin, because, Bitcoin, it's pretty safe to say in a couple of years, it will be higher than what it is today anyway, right? So whether you buy it here or here, in the long run, you will be in profit. But with the good quality altcoins for this coming bull market, it will be the same, right? In a year from now, most altcoins, and especially the good altcoins, will be way higher than where they are right now. Talking, I don't know, I'm not going to give predictions, but way higher, okay? Way higher. So if you look at a good altcoin, like for example, I just like giving CeFi as examples, right? A lot of people, they look at these charts and they be like, it was 50 cents, it's now 160. Yeah, if it comes back at $1, then I'm gonna buy. And if it comes back to then, I buy as well. I do think that we are now at the stage of the market where we should assume that there's a possibility that these prices won't go down there anymore, right? We are now not just chart-wise, but also just cycle-wise so far in the bull that these altcoins are usually now where it's taking off. Don't wait for dips anymore. If there is a good dip and you happen to have money, it's a great opportunity. But if you really are on the sideline, just deploy, right? Will you catch the bottom? No, forget about that, right? But will you be richer in a year from now than what you are right now? Yeah, very likely, right? And that's kind of what you're doing it for, right? So don't try to time anything right now. Next thing that I really learned, and I said this a couple of times, but I cannot stress how extremely important this is. In a bull market, you will experience the most amount of stress that crypto can possibly give you. In a bear market bear market is just angry, sad, sideways, boring, depressing. Bull market, stress, right? There's no stress here. There's no stress here. This is stress. Because the market moves faster than you can think. Especially when, no, not really yet, right? But when altcoins really do their thing, it will. So you have to find a way to take emotion out of the game because you're going to mess up. Right, you're gonna look at, let's say this is an altcoin chart, but you're gonna look at it and be like, I'm sell here, right? Because it looks so overheated or whatever, and then it goes there, and you'd be like, fuck, let me buy back, and then it goes down. You are going to completely trade yourself out of this market if you do not take your emotions out. What I would say is, what helps for me, and again, I said this before, but you came into crypto, you have to realize, man, you came into crypto to make money, right? Unless you're an XRP or whatever, then you're maybe in for the tech or whatever that they do. But you came in crypto to make money. So you want to at least tackle the opposite of that, and that's losing money, right? That's not what you came to do. Unfortunately, that's what most people are going to do. Because if I have to 10x my portfolio, it kind of means that I'm outperforming 10 other people. So a lot of losers. To not be the loser, take your initial out, right? Like if you deploy $1,000 right here, make it 2x, take your 1,000 out, right? If it goes up even more, you could be like, oh, I could have had made way more. Yeah, I could have, would have, should have, whatever. But if you take $1,000 out, you at least know that you will never be able to lose money. And everything that happens in crypto, whether it goes up or down, is purely profit. That makes things so much easier, man. The next thing that I think is super, super, super important in this coming market is stick to your plan. Ignore the noise too much, right? Like in a full bull market, you will see influencers, for example, screaming about altcoins and new altcoins, and there will be new hypes, right? And some they will explode and some they won't, right? But you will see them calling 100x there, 100x there. And even here, by the biggest YouTube channels out there, the altcoin calls were done daily. And they went to complete shit. You would lost everything that you built right here. You could have lost it all right here. So I would say stick to a plan and be prepared to miss out, right? If somebody calls an altcoin, you sometimes could look at it and be like, you know, fine, whatever. I don't care about that altcoin, right? I'm doing me, and that's going fantastic. Slow but steady, right? That eventually does win the race. And also, like again, combined with that, kind of is sticking to a plan. Is your plan should also be when to exit the market before you need to think about that, right? I think you should already know that by now, right? Because it goes fast. And I will make a lot of exit videos coming year, and you know, I will probably get comments like, already? Like, bro, better to make profits while you could have maybe more profits than to write it all out and don't make any profit. Like, doesn't matter. You have to know how to do it at least, right? And again, like I showed, cycle is intact. That's safe to say right now, right? So there's a very high chance that the crypto market tops out end of 2025. Very high chance. Don't be the person that says like, well, there's one reason that I can find that it could top out in April, so I'm going to sell everything in April, right? Because I can give you 10 reasons why it won't. And at the end of the day, we don't know, right? So make sure that whatever kind of position you have, feel comfortable with it, right? Fully in crypto, I don't know how comfortable that is. Fully in cash, especially in the bull market, I definitely don't know how comfortable that is. So my plan, for example, is I think it will top out end of 2025. Does that mean that I'm waiting until November or whatever to cash everything out? No, because, hey, I could be wrong, right? And I don't want to bet all my money on that because I'm a person, I get things wrong, and I don't think that gamble is worth all my money. So, yeah, I will start laddering out before that, right? And whether if I buy something, there will be people say like, "You buy it too high." If you sell something, people will say you sell it too early. Block the noise. Block the noise from Twitter around you, especially from influencers. I'm not saying that you should not watch my channel, but I kind of mean like influencers. They seem to be like, yeah, now is the time to be bullish, but influencers are sometimes like really bullish and it's not realistic anymore. And it kind of can give you false expectations. Yeah, and if your expectations are wrong in the first place, then your profits are not going to be that great either. Also, please just don't be emotional, guys. Don't be emotional, okay? I did it so many times, like in 2017 or whatever. When was that? I was in XRP and I bought it. I remember buying it for 20 cents or so. When was that actually? Yeah, it was in this bull market, I think. I saw XRP pumping from here to 20 cents. I was an idiot who thought that it was a good idea to buy it. It pumped to 24 cents and I sold it. Okay, I had profit. Like sad profit, but still I had profit. It wasn't a loss. Then I saw XRP pump to like $3. And then I felt like, oh, I should have sold there. So I bought it at $3. Wrong move, right? Wrong move. But in 2017, I fucked everything up. Doesn't matter. I'd rather learn it back then with a couple $100 than now with more, right? But that's gonna make you do revenge trading, and that's super dangerous. Okay, accept you if you're in crypto, you should be willing to accept that sometimes you miss out on something. You cannot catch everything. Okay, I not too long ago in the Patreon, there's a link down below. I gave a call for a coin in the Patreon. I fell asleep when it came out, and it turned out to do a 40x. A sustainable 40x, not a wick, but still sits there. I can be mad now and be like, fuck, I'm gonna buy it because it might do another 40x. Or I can just look at it and be like, no, I missed out on that one. Whatever, it's a bull market. There will be other opportunities, right? Try to, it all kind of comes down to emotion. But that's super important. What I would say, one of my biggest tips is as well, and that's the thing that I don't apply very well myself, to be real, is have a diversified portfolio, of course, but not too much. I think I have well over 100 coins. Well over it. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I need to work on that before it all... I need to work on it now, right? Like now, actually. Sometimes I look at my portfolio and I be like, yeah, but I don't want to sell this coin and I don't want to sell that. But kind of in a bull market, everything goes up together, right? Of course, something will go down, but overall, it will all kind of go up. So it's not that if you sell one coin and you buy back another coin for that you miss out. Because if that coin goes up, then you don't miss out. Also, that's emotion. I'm too emotional about that. It sucks. It's bad. I know I cannot apply it myself yet, but I do know, so it might sound a little hypocritical. But if you are better in applying that than me, then please do, because I do know that it's important. Psychological numbers are bitch. Okay, that's also a fact. With crypto, Bitcoin, look, 100K will be the target for a lot of people. It won't, like, I think Bitcoin goes higher, but what's usually the case is people, they say 100K and then it tops out at 98 or whatever, right? The same goes for altcoins. People, especially with altcoins, especially with cheap altcoins, right? You have these meme coins and they usually have a very low price. But also, let's say, what's a realistic one? Well, Game Starter or whatever, right? 5 cents. Low cap coin. Is it weird that it could 20x in a good bull market? It could, maybe, right? So, but a lot of people, they would say, it goes to $1, right? So then it's 20 cents, not selling. 30 cents, not selling, because it goes to $1. Who decides that it goes to $1? That's your psychological number. The market doesn't give a shit about your psychological numbers, right? So don't set these targets, right? Don't set these targets. That's better to say 97.5 cents or whatever than strict $1. Not gonna happen. I don't know if I said it yet, but yeah, taking profits. Yeah, take profits after 2x. Super important. Take your emotion out of the game. That's number one, I think, right? Even if it's too soon. What else? Look, these videos are all freestyle, right? I can prepare it and then I can give you a lot. But I think that if I do it like this, then it's more honest, actually. And I come up with the real important stuff. But overall, I just noticed that the bull market is so much more stress. So not crypto, well, kind of indirect crypto related. Make sure that you get some good sleep. Okay, make sure that you eat healthy. Make sure that you touch some grass, because crypto is gonna suck you up. It's really gonna suck you up. And if you are not physically, mentally, but also not physically in shape for it, I don't know. It sounds like a weird tip. You probably hear nobody say this. But I think it's important that you feel good about yourself, feel healthy. You can think clearer then. And yeah, if you're in a bad shape, then you probably do bad shit as well. Easier, at least. So, of course, but always be healthy. um, yeah, it's just stressful. It's really, really, really stressful. Don't stake your coins too long. You don't want to like get trapped into a nice story about a coin that gives you a 50% APY, but you have to stake it 2 years, right? Think ahead, like, hey, 2 years. When are we? 2026. That's bear market year, of course. Should not do that, right? Think about that, and spread your sectors. Right, there are many debates over what's going to be the outperforming sector. People say meme coins. People say gaming. I say launchpads. But everybody has a different opinion. Nobody has the answer, right? If you're not sure, take 2 or 3 niches that you think like, well, this could do very well no matter what, right? You don't have to be sucked up in only one. Look, if you are fully into gaming, hey, taking a huge risk, right? Because if, I don't know why not, but if all the people in the world stop gaming, whatever, I don't know, then you're risking your whole portfolio. With certain sectors, it's even riskier. I even heard some people saying, I'm fully into meme coins. Whoa, okay. Well, what if people realize that it's a bull market and they don't need to gamble anymore and they actually search for good utility? Then your meme coin portfolio is screwed, right? Or if you're fully into CEX tokens, but DEXs are going to take over, whatever, spread it out. I think it's super important to just spread it out. Yeah, there are many different things that we can say. Alex Becker also made a video. Make sure that you have exchanges, KYCs, ready to, that kind of stuff. I think that's a really important video to watch, actually. Also, what I think is important is the other way. Like, some people say, oh, it can go up 100x, this, that, the dip. Manage your expectations. But don't set the bar too low as well, right? There are people saying, yeah, altcoins can only do a 5x from here. Bro, are you like, I don't know. If you also, because if you think that altcoins won't do that much, so it didn't do that much, you decide like, okay, that's it, time to sell, and then it goes up way more, again, you will revenge trade and get completely wrecked. And guys, do not try to time the top, okay? You will not do it, right? And don't expect it from anybody else. I know, next year, 2025, I get a lot of hate on this channel, right? Because everybody knows it better. And I'm doing this quite publicly, so I'm, of course, a target for that. But, I will say at a certain point, like, guys, I'm selling. Right? And then I'm a DCA out. And like I said, there will be people saying, you're stupid, it's way too early or whatever. It doesn't matter. I never said that I was trying to time the top. Right? That's not my plan. So it's not wrong. Right? If you bought in the last, look, it's not that the altcoin market looked like this from the bottom to the top. It did 8,800%. Forget about it that you got 8,800% out of it. Because one, you do not time the bottom, you DCA the bottom, so your average is somewhere here, right? And you do not time the top, you will DCA it, so your average somewhere around here. So out of that 8,800%, you may have gotten a 2,600% out of it. It's 4 times as less. So on paper, it always looks nicer than it is. Nevertheless, 2600% in that case was pretty nice. But ignore if people feel like that you're doing something stupid. And if it feels good for you to take a buckload of money out of crypto in January already because you feel like you have reached your goals or whatever, then who am I or somebody else to say that that's not correct, right? That's the thing with crypto. There is no right and there is no wrong. And I noticed that there is a lot of competition and people being angry at each other in crypto and they know it better and arguing. And like at the end of the day, nobody knows, man. Nobody knows. We're all trying to do our best. Okay. And one last tip that I can give you, really, really, really important. I don't know why it came up. It didn't came up earlier. Know your charts, man. Like, if you are in crypto and on altcoins, but you do not know what most of these charts are, then you're not gonna make it, right? Look at these charts. Most of these, you should know what it is. If you do not know it, you're gonna get wrecked. So I would say download TradingView. It is free, nothing to lose. You can get a pro plan, but it is free, right? If you have pro, I think you can get more charts. So there's nothing to stop you. And look for the right charts because you don't want to depend on guys like me or whatever, on guys like Twitter, like, oh, what do they say? And then I'll do that as well. You want to think for yourself, okay? And you can do that by looking at the right charts. Like, for example, everybody looks at Bitcoin and be like, wow, what a great time in the market it is for altcoins. I look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair and I'll be like, yeah, altcoins are sitting actually still at lows. Right? But on the dollar pair, they are elevated because Bitcoin is just ripping right now. So I know that what we now have seen for altcoins is completely nothing yet. While a lot of people may already feel like, oh, maybe the top is in. Like, think for yourself. I think I will make a video with the best charts to look at in order and also how to look at them. Let me know if you would like such a video. Because looking at the right charts, it saved my fucking ass, man, really. So I want to wrap it up right here. Like, there are so much more tips, which I can think of at the moment. But if you have them for the community, let them know in the comments. And I will definitely respond to you if I think that you have something great right there. Because let's help each other. Time is coming, man. And another tip. Kind of already decide what to do with your money after the bull market. Okay, if you have like 10K right now and you make 100K, that's a lot of money, right? What do you do with it? Are you gonna buy a nice car and that's it? Or are you gonna make sure that you will eventually change your life with it? Like, that's for another video. For now, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. Really, like, then you can at least see when I'm here. And I'll see you guys soon.